that hit me kind of working on this shirt is like, I did have this thought, like, if that shooting had happened, say at a Sede Chapel, this shirt applies just as much to kids there as
Yes.
at a Novus Ordo parish. Like, yeah, we have disagreements. I'm not a sedevacantist. I have strong disagreements with their, with multiple positions they hold, but their kids are as Catholic as mine, right?
Yeah,
And I think many sedes, especially those of good will would feel the same about my kids as I would feel about theirs. So
what was interesting about that conversation was, I guess we could do it now. I guess we'll just get into it now. What I found interesting was I think Mario and Kevin were in a difficult situation, and I was in a difficult situation, because you go into a conversation like that and your side is expecting you to represent your side, right? And we went into that conversation looking to just have a charitable conversation. So a lot of people in the chat, not even a lot, like a couple of people in the chat were like, this conversation is not going anywhere. Why isn't this happening? Why is that? But it was never set up to be a debate. It was set up to just be a conversation. I had a lot of questions about sedevacantism because my whole understanding of sedevacantism has been in bits and pieces of things I've learned on Twitter, essentially. I've never actually learned anything about it. So I went on to ask them a lot of questions. They were super nice and grateful to me. And the response was good on all sides. Like, I think the sedes that watched it were appreciative that I went into it with an open mind, looking to have a conversation. And the trads said I didn't like concede so much or anything. It was just looked like a couple of guys having a conversation, discussing the crisis in the church. Now, I think the crisis in the church is a very real thing, and people do come to different conclusions. And I think that we all have to give a little bit of latitude to people that come to a different conclusion than we do. I feel like sometimes I'm the only person that can overlook things I disagree with in a person and have a conversation. I see people, the slightest disagreement, and they want to just never talk to a person again. And I want to get away from that as much as possible.
Yeah.
So, like, hats off to Mario and Kevin for not trying to like give me gotcha questions. Like, they didn't do that to me, and they could have, and I might not have had an answer to their gotcha questions, but they did not do that to me. They, like, I had a question and they would answer it. We discussed a lot of things we agreed on, and just kind of presented what both of our ideas were, and neither of us tried to make the other look stupid or not. I thought it was a really good conversation, and I would like to see more of those going forward, because I do think there are a lot of people who don't know what the answer is, and they want to hear charitable conversations between the two sides without being called an idiot if you don't fall into line with exactly what the other one holds. Kale said, shameless plug, if you want to read Dante, come take my course. Let's go to hell. It's geared to adults who are out of practice. I may join that class, Kale.
I might do, actually.
So then that kind of leads into guys like Catholic Esquire and Chris Jackson. Chris Jackson's a phenomenal writer. I enjoy his Substack a lot, and I see a lot of those guys coming at the what they're calling Trad Inc. And
you know that term's going to get used quite a bit more in like 6 weeks,
very
right?
much, very much soon. Yes,
it's going to be used against us.
I'm going to be the Don of Trad Inc.
Yeah. Oh man,
it is definitely going to be used.
I know it is. I'm dreading it.
I don't even care. Let them use it. I don't care. So I saw an interaction with Dr. Kwasniewski. So it all comes down from the Pope Leo with James Martin thing, and like you see the what would you call it? The facade starting to crack with the trads who are kind of giving leeway to Leo. And they're starting to be like, oh, we're seeing the red flags. We're seeing the red flags. Now, for me, I'm like, I don't really care to do papal commentary anymore. So that's kind of my position on it. Like I told Rob, I'm like, I didn't want to do the Leo James Martin thing as our title tonight.
Yeah.
At all. I had no desire to do that. I will discuss it a little bit, but like not from the same angle I think everybody else is. I kind of don't care because I didn't expect any different from
right.
like
Exactly.
I don't know what people think they're getting from the Leo papacy, but anybody that thinks he's coming in to correct the errors of Francis, it's just not what he's going to do.
Not just the Leo papacy, the papacy of almost any cardinal that could have been elected.
Yeah.
Like, do you not know who our bishops and cardinals were? Like,
We're
they're
just
all
in
spineless functionaries. Are you joking me?
And we're just in the post-conciliar era. You're not going to get a pope that's not a Vatican II guy. Like, it's just where we are. So I've just decided I just don't even care to talk about this stuff anymore for the most part. I mean, if something big comes up, we will.
Yeah, exactly. Burke would have been the same.
Yeah, for sure. You think Burke would have laicized Martin? Come on, he wouldn't know. So I don't know where this conversation started, but Sean Albert said, this is not surprising in the least, not to those of us who can see that it's business as usual. Now is the time for Dr. K particularly to decide which side he is on. If he does not call out Leo after this, then he supports Martin, period. The same with the rest of Trad Inc. So Dr. Kwasniewski said, I'm not on the side of either Trad Inc. or Mad, sorry guys, or Mad Inc. or Sad Inc., which is what this Substack represents. It's not always everything is grand and we're turning a new corner, or everything is horrible and the sky is falling. I'm a realist and a pragmatist. I take things as they come, the good and the bad. We have not an unequivocally good pope we have not had, I think that's what you meant to write. We've not had an unequivocally good pope for a long time, and I don't know how long it will be until we get one, but I'm not for or against Leo. He is simply my pope, and I pray for him. I will die for the truth he speaks, but I will resist errors he espouses. Does it have to be more complicated than that or more ideological? So what I would like to what I would like to see is a little less attacking of Trad Inc., for lack of a better term, because the perception that they're trying to portray is that there's some coordinated effort led by Cardinal Burke that told the trads to lay off and not criticize Leo because then you'll get your Latin mass, and it's just not true.
Yeah, I mean, did you see that tweet from Stephen Cox?
It's just not true, you know? And it's like, I because I really do like Chris Jackson. I really like Catholic Esquire. I think what their takes on things are very important, but I don't think the circular firing at one another is helpful. And I don't even think the circular firing from sedes and trads is helpful. And I think that we have to get to a point where we start to build some kind of a coalition that is going to raise up a generation that will be able to face what is coming. And when the time is right, there will be a big enough group of faithful Catholics to do what God needs them to do in that time. But I don't see how having another division in Tradistan helps. Like, it's not like these guys are sedes and they're doing what Novus Ordo Watch does. It's like, I think they kind of take a similar position to me, in which they're like, I don't know about the Pope question. I just know things are messy since the council, and this is not fixing anything. But I think all the trads that are even the ones who are giving Leo that extra latitude, I think those guys also kind of know what this papacy is. Like, I don't know. I have not been under any illusions that this is going to be some grand restoration of the papacy. I do think Leo said some good things. I think he said some, I don't think he said anything bad. He's said some good things and he's done some questionable things. I think having James Martin come there days after this Minneapolis shooting is horrific optics. Like, just horrific optics. I mean, these guys, all of them, including Leo, all thought, hey, let's go after gun control after this, and not looking at and it's not even just the trans issue. It is the total collapse of morality in a culture.
I think something's up with you too.
Oh no, what?
The chat doesn't seem to be working. I can't post in it. Yeah, the current viewers just bounced from 98 up to 331. I don't know. I think people can see us, but I don't know.
Yeah, as long as you guys can see us, yeah, like St. Augustine saying chat works for me. I don't know. YouTube's been kind of funny. Like last episode, it went up to 10,000 concurrent viewers.
Yeah, I don't
might
know.
be this topic. It might be posting this topic that messes with it and sends bots in and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. So yeah,
Sean,
everybody's saying chat works
I
for
will
me.
remove the wrench from you, sir.
YouTube suspended Ryan. I don't know what that's about, but so I'm not sure. I like people should not have these high expectations of the Leo papacy. It's not reality. So I do think there is something strategic in seeing what he does with the Latin Mass because of what we talked about with Tim Gordon and Brian Holdsworth, and that if he does loosen some of those restrictions, I know those guys are looking at it like, oh, you're going to take your crumbs and praise him for it. No, but I do think those are valuable crumbs, and we'll give a look. Let's Rob discussed this the other night with Adrian on his Guns and Rosaries show. But if you guys had any idea the obstacles Rob has had put in front of him because of Traditionis Custodes to simply baptize his child, a sacrament necessary for salvation. Like, it is so preposterous and insane. And if there is a lessening of that so that people like Rob, who lives in a rural area that he has to travel 2 to 4 hours to go to mass, if that restriction is lightened up to where he can go to his diocesan Latin mass an hour away, like, that changes life for him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is something strategic in saying, hey, let's not make this Pope's life a living hell before we know where he's going to go on certain things. I don't think it's some coordinated effort coming down from Cardinal Burke or Cardinal Sarah. I think it's just people saying, look. And the other thing is, like, I have such Francis fatigue from going through that whole ordeal that I'm just sick of talking about the Pope in general. Like, I really am. I'm just sick of it. I don't care to like follow every single thing that comes out of the Vatican anymore. It's just kind of run its course for me, and I wanted to kind of get into some different things. I wanted to try some new things on this show. Obviously, if something big comes up, we'll discuss it, but I don't know, it's tiresome to me. I watch Catholic content all day when I'm at work, just like breezing through to see what everybody's talking about, and literally every show today was James Martin at the Vatican. It's like, okay, James Martin's at the Vatican. Did you guys expect something different? Seriously, like, I'm not like in the least bit surprised by this. I'm not disappointed in it. It's actually par for the course, and it's exactly what I would expect. I just wish the timing was not so horrific. And it's not even so much that James Martin visited with the Pope, it's that James Martin came out and said what he said afterward and felt perfectly comfortable saying that Leo was going to continue on with what Francis did. So it's like, yeah, it's you know, it's messy. I don't know. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what you're going to do is you're going to do the best you can to live your Catholic faith out. You're going to do the best you can to raise your children Catholic. And you're going to try to keep this stuff from your wives and children who might get worried from it, right? If you're a man, like, you don't worry your wife and kids with this stuff. You bear the weight of the craziness of the Vatican. Deal with that however you must, and then just raise your children in the Catholic faith the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of my perspective on it. So, I mean, I would love to have Chris Jackson and Catholic Esquire on because if I'm misrepresenting anything they're saying or anything like that, I want to make sure I'm not. But I do think there is a place for all of us to have these conversations without it being, hey, this guy's not acting in good faith. He's just doing it for money and grifting and things like I don't think that's helpful. And I don't know. I respect all these guys, and I want to see great minds accomplish some things together rather than in internal bickering. And if I have to play peer mediator, I'm glad to do it.